Good morning. Sorry. Good evening. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, Sri, you are audible.
Okay. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes and we'll start. Okay. Give some time for people to join and we'll start.
Hmm. 1, 2, 3.
Srikanth, I'll record anyway. It's already recording here. Okay. I'll share the recording. Srikanth. I'll share the recording, Srikanth. I request everyone to ping your emails in the group. I'll try to share I think you already, while registering, you have given your email ID, right? So I'll send to that email or I'll post in the group also or WhatsApp group. Hmm.
Hey, hi, Srinivas.
Hi, Vinod. Okay, let us start. Maybe others will join. First of all, thanks for joining for today's Snowflake administration demo. And coming to me, my name is Srinivas, and I have nearly 20 plus years of IT experience, and I come up with a combination of data engineering and data science and AWS cloud with Snowflake. And I have worked with multiple multinational MNCs and banks. I worked with Mastercard, and I worked with Citibank for some time, and I later moved to BNY Mellon, and in 2019 to up to 22, I worked with Mizuho, a Japanese bank in Singapore, and then I moved to India back after COVID, and I started working with a company called Clark Capital Investment. And majorly, this experience is into data engineering and data science. And today, I'm going to give a high level overview on Snowflake and plus some of the admin activities, how Snowflake is going to be unique, and how Snowflake admin is going to be unique in the Snowflake projects, and what are the fundamental roles and responsibilities, what each and every particular like uh, Snowflake architect or admin. This admin role is most recently came into the market, and before that, people who are like senior developers or architects used to take care of this. Now, slowly, this admin positions also are getting increased, and people are slowly migrating into this particular Snowflake admin who are like Oracle DBA or who are working on other databases as DBAs. They are slowly migrating to Snowflake admin positions, and who are already having some knowledge on advanced concepts of Snowflake. They are also slowly migrating to Snowflake admin positions because they are having who is going to be having uh, like uh, the huge demand in upcoming years, because there are no those many people available for the admin positions, and most of the banks and majorly looking for some kind of admins, you can see. And even in my bank also, we started this admin, Snowflake admin roles and positions, because we are also hiring people for this Snowflake multiple projects in Snowflake admin and Snowflake senior architects, this kind of positions, because Snowflake is emerging a little bit drastically fast in the market, and they are also adding some additional features which it will make a DBA life easy. So most of the activities can be done using plug and play. So that is the main reason why Snowflake is getting popular, and how companies are even opting Snowflake with other cloud solutions. And just uh, that's about myself and what I'm going to cover today. And let me share my screen. And before I jump into the actual Snowflake admin, let us understand, if I hope some people are already aware of Snowflake here, I'm assuming, and some people may not have the Snowflake knowledge. So I just want to go at high level, what is Snowflake, why people are opting Snowflake, and how Snowflake is becoming the next generation of big data also. So when I talk about most of the projects in early 2000 or before 2000, if you see, majority companies, they started using the databases, as you know, and most of the between 90s and the 2000 decade, majority of the companies, they started utilizing the databases, and they started leveraging Oracle, SQL Server, many different databases came to the market, and slowly companies started storing the data and manipulating, and they started retrieving the data for the real-time applications, and every company was busy in that area, and every company was successful to finish that activity, and building their applications with backend databases. But we see in early 2000s, so what happened? So majority companies, when they started analyzing the data, they want to start analyzing the data, they need some kind of like analysis tools. If you go and see, majority of the analysis tools before 2000 were like very limited BI capabilities, like crystal reports was there before 2000, and business objects, microstrategy. These kind of tools just emerged, but analysis was not that much strongly people were doing. Everybody's focus was how to centralize the data into a database and utilize that. But if at all I want to perform the analysis, the traditional real-time databases were not sufficient. So what companies started thinking, like, why can't we have a separate database where we can go and push all the real-time data into that particular database, and let us call that as a conventional data warehouse. And let us use that particular conventional data warehouse for the data analysis and generating the reports and all this stuff. So majority companies started like leveraging the tools like Informatica majorly, which was the one of the popular tool, which after 2000 you can see how the birth of big data database happened. I mean, and how the company started leveraging the ETL tools to create the data warehouses at enterprise level. Every ETL tool became very famous. So Informatica is one of the popular among all these, and other tools like Data Stage from IBM, SSIS from Microsoft, business objects, and many different tools started helping the companies to create the ETL pipelines and create the enterprise level data warehouses. And after this data has been centralized, everybody started using the tools like crystal reports and business objects, MicroStrategy, SSRS. These are the main reporting tools which people started leveraging to build the business intelligence reports. And the sources for this particular like reports also was the internal products of the company and some of the CRM applications. These are the main sources of this data, and even structure of the data which every company was focusing more was only relational data, that is rows and columns. There was no any semi-structured or quasi-structured or unstructured. The only type of data was structured, where we have some set of databases and plot files. That is where every ETL developers use it to work on. With the database knowledge of Oracle or SQL and PLSQL or SQL Server, like TSQL, these kind of knowledge people were gaining and started working on these ETL development projects. And the data loading frequency also was only batched during the time period. There was no live data loading, live streaming data loading. And the after this particular data has been centralized into conventional data warehouse, every company started building their products like potential customers who are ready to like switch or quit the business. These kind of dashboards they use to see what is the percentage of customers and what is the revenue loss if you lose the customer. These kind of dashboards people use it to build. But most of this particular data was only structured data in the databases. So databases are very popular. If you see between 2000 and 90s to 2000 decade, most of the companies started building their databases, and from 2000 to 2010, majority of the companies started building their enterprise level data warehouses. But this is only specific to structured data. After 2010, what happened? There was a big revolution in the data side. There was a high data growth suddenly. What is the reason for that? Can someone tell me? If you know why there was a high data growth after 2010, what was the reason for that? Anyone?
E-commerce effect.
Okay, agree. Apart from that, there was a huge change in the data.
Digitalization,
I'm sorry.
Digitalization,
Ah,
right?
digitalization. Agree.
digitalization, e-commerce,
Agree. One more very
and huge amount of data is coming for the projects.
exactly. Agree. That's what I'm saying. Huge amount of data was coming because of social media, right? Social media got emerged. Majority of the data, you see, most of the data was before this Facebook and other social media companies were not there. That was only structured as soon as social media came into to the market. and internet became cheaper, and everybody will have a mobile, and everybody will start using this social media applications, and they started uploading videos, images, documents. And every social media companies like Facebook, when they started, slowly everybody started using Facebook, and they also got huge amount of data. And apart from Facebook, like after Facebook success, we got like other social media, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and also like we got like Twitter, Instagram. The main reason for the data growth is YouTube. So many different sources became the reason for high data growth, because all these are into unstructured data mainly. Every unstructured format became one of the reason. And along with unstructured, we also got semi-structured and quasi-structured also. When I say semi-structured, you might have seen already. Any idea? Any example of semi-structured from anyone? Which people usually use in the market now? We know structured database tables, and unstructured means videos, documents, and we also have like voice. This kind of data is unstructured. What is semi-structured data? Any idea?
JSON,
Very good.
JSON XML,
Very good. Correct.
XML files,
XML
XML,
files, JSON files,
Parquet,
Parquet, and we also have Avro, ORC. All these formats also came to the market. When companies started leveraging these big data kind of file formats, and everybody started utilizing these file formats, and they need to go and depend upon some different kinds of tools, because normal traditional databases are designed for only structured data loading. So that is where we also got quasi-structured data as well, which is called clickstream data. Clickstream data also became one of the another file format, you can say, because whenever you go and visit any website like Amazon or any website, they will capture your activities or actions, sequence of actions, how you act in the website, which pages you visited, which categories you selected, and they will capture all your activities in a web log file called clickstream data. So most of these data sources, which are not structured, became one of the high reason for data growth, and slowly companies started leveraging this particular like data files. And since normal traditional databases are not suitable for this kind of data, we got new big data tools came to the market, like Hadoop came into picture. Hadoop is one of the like popular framework, which is a combination of HDFS and MapReduce, which how companies started utilizing it for processing the big data, where HDFS for storing the data and MapReduce for processing the data. That is how the big data journey started. And slowly now you can imagine how many frameworks are there for big data. And most of the companies started using MapReduce, but since MapReduce was taking so much amount of time to load the data and process, to overcome the challenge, Spark came into picture, and slowly companies migrated to Spark. And most of the projects if you see in the market, even Snowflake also investing on Spark side, and they created a API called Snowpark. So majority companies slowly migrating to Spark and Hadoop combination, and slowly data processing became very fast. Since Spark is having a capabilities of like the structured data and streaming data processing, and it has so many capabilities, and distributed processing. This made Spark a unified like data processing to engine, and slowly companies also started using that, and they started building the big data warehouses, and slowly that big data warehouse has been converted into big data lake. And any idea what is the difference between a big data warehouse and big data lake, if I ask you? Anybody experienced big data lake and big data warehouse? How they are different? Now most of the companies now they are building their big data lakes in the cloud now. Any guess from anyone if you are already using? What is a big data lake and how it is different from big data warehouse? Because big data warehouse will store historical data, but the volume will be higher than the normal traditional data. But big data lake is a combination of both, which can capture data which is like batch data as well as live streaming data, both. So most of the companies, they are trying to build big data lakes because they want to capture real-time data as well. Real-time like recommendations or real-time credit card fraud detection engines. Many different banks are already, they are like building their products, real-time products. And Amazon also uses recommendation engine. If you go and see, whenever you visit Amazon or you buy some product, before you are going to pay, they will try to recommend you some other products as well. That is the real-time recommendation. They will try to analyze your actions on fly and immediately they will recommend you on your interest. So these kind of real-time recommendations and real-time, I am working for a money laundering project where we go and predict suspicious transactions in money laundering on fly. So we need to also go and capture the real-time data, and we are using some real-time frameworks like Kinesis and Kafka, and we are applying some of the data pre-processing on top of it, and we are converting into structured format, and we are trying to apply some machine learning on that, and we are building the money laundering detection application. So these kind of applications can be built only if you have a data lake capabilities. And apart from that, most of the big data lake, once after companies have been built, they started leveraging tools like MicroStrategy and Power BI. These kind of tools also got invented and they became popular. And Power BI can process different kinds of data, semi-structured data, PDFs. So many different options are there in Power BI. Because since the market is running behind new tools and technologies, so we also need the equivalent tools for dashboard development, also like Tableau, ClickView. Many different tools also got emerged. TIBCO Spotfire, Google Looker Studio, many different visualization frameworks also came to the market. And most of the data before this big 2010 was only structured. After the data has been changed, we got the sources became like internal products, companies' internal products and CRM applications, plus social media also. So many companies started building sentiment analysis projects by leveraging the social media. Apple also, at one time they used this is social media to circulate one of the release. So most of the companies started building this particular big data lakes, and data has been changed from structured to semi-structured, unstructured, and quasi-structured as well to store in Hadoop ecosystem. And required knowledge also, when people were building this particular big data lakes, was mostly Java. And after MapReduce was demised, Spark came into picture, and which supported Scala, and slowly moved. Now companies are moving from Scala to Python now, PySpark. Many projects I can show you where companies are slowly migrating from Scala to PySpark also now. Because of Python is becoming popular, slowly companies are moving to PySpark now. And even most of some of our projects, even we migrated from Scala to PySpark. So maybe see, these are very big changes happened after 2010 in the data side. And the data loading frequency also became batch and live processing after this big data tools came to the market. And after the success of big data lake development, companies also started building real-time like applications. For example, credit card fraud detection in the real time and recommendation engines, which I was talking about. Many different applications also got invented after companies started capturing the live streaming data. Any credit card fraud transaction nowadays, if you go and see, if it is a huge amount, they will try to like validate that. It is going to happen because every bank is doing that because they want to cross check whether it is a real transaction or suspicious transaction. We do monitor all the suspicious transactions on a daily basis using our money laundering transaction detection system, and we send a suspicious transaction report to the monetary authority of Singapore on a daily basis without missing. So there are so many different applications already available in the market where companies are slowly like changing the tools and digitalization after digitalization, and every company is moving to like this cloud also now. And big data on cloud. Before that, there was big data on premise, and there were some challenges to maintain this big data also, because if you see in after 2010, even big data is one of the revolution, but there are some challenge. There were some challenges in big data side also. Whoever wants to migrate to big data, they need to know so many tools like this, so many frameworks. Suddenly, we got so many frameworks which people has to know and learn different frameworks for different purpose. And all these, some of the frameworks what you see in this slide are not even available now. All became obsolete now. Pig is not available, and also like you can't see like Mahout, Uzi. Many different frameworks are already become obsolete, and most of the companies slowly migrated to new frameworks because after 2010 we got hundreds of frameworks. We got Apache NiFi, which is a unified data ingestion. And before that, people were using different frameworks. Now I have a single unified ingestion framework. And we have Airflow for orchestration. So Uzi is not available now. We can use Airflow, which is open source. So many different frameworks came into the market, but the challenges for any data warehousing engineer to migrate into big data is these are the tools which they need to learn, and not easy for one person to learn this many tools. And one more challenge for companies also. If you go and see companies, they also need to go and see there are different like challenges every company will face. If you see here, big data ecosystem is very fragile, right? So maintenance is very hard. Patching, upgrading is very hard because every month you get a new release for every framework. Integration also may not be that much easy. Performance optimization requires you need to write some kind of manual and intervention, and you need to write some scripts and optimize it. Finding a technical resource is also like very difficult because Hadoop administrators are very costly, because not everybody will go and interested to work on this cluster management and Hadoop administration and managing the big data clusters. That is one of the biggest challenge. And we can't reuse the people who are already available because everybody may not be even ready to learn these many tools. And rare resource means again there's a high salary. The companies faced so many challenges after even big data came into the market and it changed the big data, like data field. The challenges were a little bit more, and the companies started experiencing these challenges after post building these big data lakes. We need to have a dedicated team to maintain this, and who knows all these technologies and tools, and we need to pay them and maintain them. So that is also one of the biggest challenge, and they need to upgrade with every new framework and new release. That is one of the challenge. So most of the projects, if you see, they were facing these challenges. Then when Snowflake came into the market, how it is becoming different from other tools is mainly, if at all you want to go and learn Snowflake, why people are slowly, many people I saw, I reach out me and ask me to learn Snowflake, because Snowflake is majorly a SQL kind of database. The first thing, I hope everybody already aware of that now. And big data is basically on either Java or Scala or Python, we should know. And data side, if you see, big data supports structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Even Snowflake is supporting all this kind of data now. And live data streaming capabilities are available using Kafka in big data side. And we also have a Kafka connector for Snowflake as well. And we have other frameworks available to process the like live streaming data. And product stability, if you see, Snowflake is like a single SaaS product. So it is easy to go, and since all the features are integrated, so it is not easy for big data to maintain, environment to maintain, because that will be keep on changing. But since Snowflake is a product, as a user, you do not need to worry, because all patching, upgrading, and provisioning is seamless, which will be taken care by the Snowflake team itself, since it's a product. And maintenance also will be not that much difficult, and we need even not even need to worry. But big data side, we need to maintain it. And performance requires manual intervention in big data side, whereas in Snowflake it is inbuilt. So manual intervention is not needed, because optimization and all will be taken care by the Snowflake team itself, and how the application is going to behave. And data transformations, this is one of the important area where we need to think. Like in big data side, we need to write our own scripts. Like if I'm using big data, like tools, I need to depend upon PySpark or some tools for the transformations and all. But in case of Snowflake, we already have tools available in the market. Like Matillion is one of the tool, and DBT is available, and stream sets, and a new popular tool came into the market, like a Colis ETL and Fivetran also. So day by day, the number of GUI tools for transforming the Snowflake data are like increasing. And every companies who are building this kind of tools, they are keeping Snowflake in mind, and they are building. And the supported size also, if you see most of the big data, definitely it will be like restricted is on-premise. If it is a cloud specific big data lake, you will have a near infinite data. Even Snowflake also, they are offering like near infinite data. And resource availability, if you see majority big data side, you will definitely need to find and train them. It is not easy, because even if you find the people, they may not be ready. But as you know, like so many frameworks, and if you go and see any big data engineer, you can see how many tools they will ask you in the market. I'm not saying that is not like that is difficult to learn, but if you have a passion, you can learn. But not everybody, most people will not be interested. That's what I can say. People always look for a easy learning tool. So Snowflake is like not that much difficult compared to other tools, because you can easily train the people, because SQL foundation and database fundamentals, you can easily go and train the people very fast. And coming to like use case wise, most of this particular big data supports real-time systems, and Snowflake supports both real-time and batch systems. And apart from that, Snowflake also like majorly the main reasons why Snowflake is popular is first and foremost thing is simplicity. And you can imagine how fast it is easy to create a Snowflake account. Within 1 minute, I can create a Snowflake account. I can go, and in general, Snowflake offer a 30 days free account. 30 days free account, which you can go and create, and we can use the account for 30 days for free of cost. They don't even charge you anything up to 30 days. After 30 days, they will try to upgrade your account, and they'll try to ask you to upgrade your account, because your 30 days trial period will be over. Then you can, if at all you want to go and upgrade your account or not, that is your choice. Or else you can keep that account, and if at all you want to create one more account, you can create. They don't restrict you to create multiple accounts with the same email. But the only challenge is the data you cannot access. But normal Snowflake free account, if at all you want to create multiple accounts, you can create with the same email ID also. Plus, they are also offering a 120 days account also. So not only 30 days, there is a 120 days account also available, but that is not visible in the Snowflake website. There is another option URL which we need to use to create a 4 months account. So 4 months account also available, which is they are offering as a student account, which will have the similar features with the 30 days account. We'll get a 30 days, like usually 30 days free, and $400 worth credit. With the same student account, you will get 120 days like duration plus $400 worth credit. So you can utilize anyone, but most of the times I advise to use a 120 days account. I'll share this 120 days account process if you want to create it. A document is there, I'll share that. And apart from that, scalability is another important feature which Snowflake is offering to the customers to scale up the data up to any amount of data and any number of users and any amount of workload. And elasticity is like which Snowflake is offering. If at all I want to go and increase the size, I can increase independently because in Snowflake, the compute and storage are decoupled. It is not like traditional databases where your compute and storage are coupled. So whenever I want to increase the storage, I need to stop the database server and increase it, and I need to start it. That is one of the common practice everybody follow. But in Snowflake, I can increase the size of the warehouse. Even my query is running. It will not restrict you to change it. And another important feature why Snowflake is becoming popular is pay as you go. Pay for what you are going to use when you use it. They will not charge you any single extra penny for what you are not using. All your charges will be deducted from your $400 worth credit until you will utilize it. Once you finish that, then only they will try to notify you that your free tier is expired and you need to upgrade it. Until $400 credit, you can use it. And after that, if any additional like features you want to go and experience, you need to upgrade it. Where you need to add your credit card details, and there is a process to do that. You can do that. Normal enterprise accounts, you do not need to worry because company will pay for that. But even when you are using enterprise accounts, we should be very careful because you need to monitor our cost and how to go and leverage it. We need to see. And Snowflake also will allow you to store your data in one single location and access from multiple locations. And these unique 5 features where Snowflake is becoming unique compared to other like cloud databases. And Snowflake also follows a shared disk. Usually shared disk is architecture is commonly used by most of the databases, where you will have a single storage cluster that will be accessed by multiple like machines. Whenever this particular storage cluster is down, all machines will be down. But in case of modern databases, most of the databases are following a shared nothing architecture, which is a decentralized architecture. If you go and see, every machine will have its own storage. So you need not even worry if one machine is down, you can get the data from other storage cluster also. So most of the old databases follow shared disk architecture, and Snowflake follows a hybrid architecture where it will go and follow a multi-cluster shared data centralized scale-out architecture. So I can go and increase the number of clusters wherever I want. I can decrease the number of clusters also based on my requirement. I can scale out and I can scale up. All will be independent compute clusters, which will allow you to run the SQL queries in Snowflake environment. The warehouse, which we'll call it as a warehouse, the compute is called as a warehouse in Snowflake terminology. So a warehouse is required to run any of your SQL queries in Snowflake. Even if you got access to login inside, until unless you don't have warehouse access, you cannot execute any SQL statement in Snowflake. Your admin has to provide you a warehouse access to run your queries. And without that, you cannot execute any query in your environment. That is how Snowflake is going to restrict the users to run the queries, because the query execution will involve cost. So your credits will be consumed whenever you run your SQL query, because every SQL query which you execute requires resources like CPU, memory, temporary storage, all this stuff. So warehouse will provide this kind of resources, and once you utilize the resources, they will charge you for that utilization in the form of credits. So Snowflake will charge every customer in the form of credits. Every credit will have a particular cost, like for example, $2 per credit. That also will differ from warehouse to warehouse, because warehouse will have a size like our t-shirt size. Every warehouse will have a size like starting from X small small, medium, large, all this. So this kind of like size indicates how fast your query will execute. And every warehouse will have a group of clusters, minimum and maximum. So that usually I'll discuss in the further classes, but most of the warehouses are very important and crucial because that will decide how fast your query will execute. And you also need to segregate the warehouses separately for teams. We cannot go and give the biggest warehouse size warehouses to every team. And you should have that knowledge on what is the size of warehouse required for a particular team. And we need to monitor and understand what is the need of that particular team. If it is a looker team who will only review the data, we do not need to provide them that much bigger warehouse. If it is a data engineering team who will work on like data ingestion and data transformation, we definitely need to provide them a decent size. If we have a data science team who work on deep learning kind of applications, they definitely need very decent size. So we need to decide that. That is all comes on experience, and as a admin, we should have that clarity also how to optimize these warehouses and how to reduce the cost. What are the best ways to reduce the cost? How to go and use different ways? How to use caching? Caching is one of the feature which will allow you to reduce the cost. How to reduce the storage cost by using cloning? There are different features available in Snowflake. How to reduce the cost in different ways. Snowflake charge the customer in different ways. They will charge on storage cost. They will charge on compute cost, data transfer cost, storage cost, and this type of cost only they will charge you whenever you will use their resources. Only when you use them. If you are not using them, they don't even charge anything. If at all I want to transfer data from one region to another region, definitely need to pay for that. But region to region, it may be different. The charges may be different. Same region, no charge at all. Different regions means you need to pay. If it is cloud to cloud, it is furthermore that data transfer cost. Storage cost also available. Whenever you store the data in Snowflake environment, they will charge you storage cost. And compute cost will be applicable whenever you run your queries. And Snowflake will try to provide the resources and they will charge the compute cost. So the Snowflake architecture designed in such a way like only when you utilize, you need to pay for that. If your warehouses are running, which means providing resources, then you need to pay. If your warehouses are idle, not running, you need not pay a single penny. We have a features where you can go and stop the warehouses automatically after some time. You can configure while creating the warehouse. Snowflake will allow you to do that as well. So to summarize, Snowflake is a analytical data warehouse which will provide a software as a service and a faster and easier way to use the data warehousing offerings in cloud. We can call it as a data warehouse as a cloud service. We do not need to use any hardware. No hardware needed for us to select or install, or configure or manage. No software also needed. We are going to use a cloud environment where you go and log in, create your account, log in and use it. All the ongoing maintenance and the management and performance tuning, everything will be handled by the Snowflake team in the background without any downtime. We don't have any control or transparency on how they do it because completely Snowflake will run completely on the cloud infrastructure. Nothing will be transparent here. But you can use that particular environment and all the software installations and updates will be taken care by Snowflake team in the background. And we cannot even run Snowflake on the private cloud infrastructures, and because it is a packaged software, not even packaged software, we cannot, because it is a product. You can simply need to log in and use it with a account, how we go and log in with a Gmail account after we create, or we create a AWS account. Similar to that, you can create a Snowflake account and you create a username and password and log in and use it. And Snowflake also provides data protection and security by using multi-factor authentication, which is very, very important for most of the data governance and security. As a admin, I should enable the multi-factor authentication to the account admin. We need to encourage the people to use MFA because most of the projects, like banking projects, will be very, very particular about this. My bank is very particular. Every user, we forcibly ask them to enable multi-factor authentication, or else we cannot secure the data. Because customer data is very sensitive, specifically in banking. Because compliance teams are very particular about this particular like data security and data leakage. And also, we can integrate Snowflake account with your federal authentication and a single sign-on like enterprise LDAP. There are tools available for this, like Okta is one of the tool which is very popular, and OAuth also is available. These kind of like authentication methods also will allow you to integrate Snowflake account with your enterprise level accounts. And all communications will be between client and server are protected by TLS. And apart from that, Snowflake follows a standard extended SQL support, where you will see like most of the SQL commands where databases will support, Snowflake also will support. And we need to go and review the same kind of commands. And if you know the SQL basics, it is very easy to learn and fast. On the connectivity side, you have Snowflake is going to offer you different connectors here and drivers. We have Python connector is there. I can manage the entire Snowflake environment using Snowflake Python connector. We have Spark connector. We have like Node.js driver, .NET driver, Power BI can integrate. There are so many connectors available. You can also go and integrate with Git environment also. If you have a Git repository, I can go and integrate your Snowflake environment. There is a Git repository object we can create, and we can go and integrate with the Git also. And data sharing and dynamic data masking. These two features also making Snowflake unique, because data sharing is one of the feature which I can share my data from one Snowflake account to another Snowflake account. Assume you have an account and I have an account. I can share my tables with you. But in general, in database level, we do share the data at user level with roles. But in Snowflake, we have a concept called share, which will allow you to share your data at database, not database level, at account level. And dynamic data masking, where you can do the row level masking and column level masking. All these are majorly activities of Snowflake admin only. And how to create a masking policy, how to restrict the column visibility. How can I go and restrict a column to be visible to only authorized people? Finance data is there. How to the sensitive data, how to go and mask the data, how to apply one single masking policy, creating one single masking policy, how to apply to thousands of columns, how to perform column level masking, and how to create row level masking. I want only HR department to can see only HR related data records, and I want finance team to can see only finance specific records in a table. So this can be achieved through row level masking. And also optimization side, we have like resource monitors. A resource monitor will help you to go and monitor the warehouse utilization, and we can add a threshold which can control the utilization also. I'll discuss about some of the roles and responsibilities of a Snowflake admin. And these are all some of the features which usually admins will be involved. Resource monitors and optimization like clustering, and data masking, data sharing. And we also have some other features like how to go and do the database replication and database failover and disaster management. These are all will be some of the activities which a admin has to do it. Someone asking something? Just a minute. The federal authentication is nothing but like the enterprise level LDAP. How you go and Active Directory, for example, Abhi. You go and integrate your SSO, right? Your enterprise level SSO account, federal authentication. So LDAP, we'll call it as like Active Directory, Windows Active Directory. to integrate with that, we can use Snowflake will allow you to do that. Yeah. So this is at high level what Snowflake and its features and all, and how a Snowflake environment, basically it will be hosted on multiple different clouds are there, but we can use at least any one of these clouds. I can host my Snowflake account while creating. I can clearly mention I want my Snowflake account should be hosted on either AWS or Azure or GCP. You can ask me, can we go and host on other clouds also, like Oracle Cloud and IBM Cloud? No, we cannot. Snowflake now only offering these three clouds only. We have Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud. There are so many different cloud services are there, but Snowflake not allowing them. They are only allowing only these particular three clouds. And we can host on AWS or Azure or GCP. And apart from this, if at all I want to create a Snowflake account, as I mentioned, we can go and create a 120 days account. I'll show you now. And what else you can add most of the times as a Snowflake developer or admin, sometimes you won't integrate with the modern ETL tools. Matillion is one of the tool very popular now. When I'm working as an admin, I should be able to support the Matillion integration also sometimes. How to go and enable the authentication and how to go and integrate Matillion authentication and integration, and we need to be able to support some kind of integration with stream sets and DBT and Informatica ICS, Fivetran. We also have like ColisETL and SQL Many different tools are coming. As an admin, I should be able to support on most of the activities when a project is running, and I should be able to like create the environment if needed, and create the users and roles, and provide the access or privilege to that particular team who are like authorized to use that particular database, for example. So these kind of activities also can be done, and creating environments using cloning. I have a production database. I want to create a backup QA like testing and development environments without additional storage. Then I can use cloning for that. Cloning is a feature that will allow you to create multiple other environments from production as a replica, but without additional storage. In general, normal traditional databases will consume additional space. Assume I have production database of 2 terabytes. We will need to have an additional 6 terabytes for development, UAT, and staging. But in case of Snowflake, we do not need to have an additional storage because Snowflake provides a feature called cloning, where I can clone the production database with the other 3 databases without additional storage cost. Just a minute, someone asking something. Migration usually the developers will do, but with the help of admin only. Because some of the activities, assume I want to migrate from a MySQL database to Snowflake. In my case, as an admin, I do both. I do work as an admin, as a developer, senior architect, and I do leverage my admin skills as well as development skills, because I do sometimes need to migrate my data not only from single database. So I definitely need to see how can I go and automate the activities. As a developer, I cannot do. I may go and restrict it to only do in the Snowflake environment. And I need to go and need to provide some of the privileges to the developers who can go and work on it. For example, I want the developers to use the integration, and I want them to use a integration which is a one-time activity. But I will create as an admin the integration. I will create a file format so that people can use the same file format for if the same type of file is getting utilized. This is all to like activities which we do because to save the time, majority of the times. And any database need to be created, development database, additional development databases, we can go and use cloning. So that particular kind of activities will happen. Yeah. So Teradata to Snowflake we can do because we are already doing that. In our case, I created an interface by using a feature called Streamlit in Snowflake. The Streamlit is a tool that will allow you to create this particular interface, and I can go and automate the process of migration. I gave a provision to select the database. Once you select the database like Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL or Teradata, it will try to prompt you what database objects you want to go, what databases and what objects you want to migrate. We can have a choice to select the objects. Once you select the objects, you can click on a migrate button, which will automatically generate the SQL scripts in Snowflake, and it will go and execute and create the corresponding database and tables in Snowflake. So we build this kind of application to automate and the process and save our time. To achieve that, we use Snowflake Python connector, Streamlit, and Snowflake together. Now we are migrating that to Snowpark to improve the efficiency and performance. So we can use any tool of our choice, but we are doing that. Streamlit is a interface. I can build an interface to select which database of my choice. And once you select the database, you can select which are the database objects. See, the objects may be like assume I have indexes in, for example, in Oracle. But even I can get indexes in Snowflake, but it's not going to enforce. I don't have indexes at all. But I can have constraints. But the constraint will not be enforced. There are some limitations are there still in Snowflake. So we need to go and see what database objects available in other databases, and if they are not available here, what is the alternative solution you have to see. I hope I answered your question. Did I answer your question?
My question here is, you are saying that you are develop a Streamlit app, right? Which will come for the database, right? So how it will connect to the Teradata or Oracle, right?
We need to do that.
Streamlit is built on the Snowflake, right?
No, Streamlit is a separate Python package.
Okay.
So I can build my own Streamlit application using Python, and that will give a choice to create a web interface like a portal where I can go and build. I can give some either list box or I can give radio button kind of activities. So I can go and try to use Python like coding knowledge. If I have, I can go and build a interface where it will have a choice to, when I select Oracle using Python, I'll connect to Oracle and try to export the data and try to do some kind of basic transformation, and I can go and generate some of the DDL and DML. But all this can be done, but we need to customize. It is not easy.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so because I'm saying Streamlit is not independently can do that, but we can achieve that.
Yeah, I understood. I understood. I understood. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. See, all these requires some kind of Python knowledge as well. That's what I'm saying. See, when you want to achieve something, there are applications available, but with licensed version. But if at all, not every company may not be ready to use that. So we also need to provide some accelerators to do that. So that accelerator will at least give you some provision to like migrate from, for example, when we started creating this accelerator, we are only started using Oracle and slowly added MySQL and SQL Server and Teradata, and slowly we are adding multiple databases to that one by one. So it cannot be done in one day, but on file you have to do one by one. So that is how you will do that. So this is about how Snowflake is different and how it is going to unique in the market. So just a minute. So if I go back to Snowflake website, I hope some people already know about this. And to create a Snowflake account, we need to go and to Snowflake website. But usually when you go to Snowflake website, they offer you only a 30 days account. So for example, if I go to Snowflake, free trial, it will go to the Snowflake environment website, but it will show you only 30 days account as of now. It will directly give you 30 days account, where 30 days free account and $400 worth free usage. But if at all I want to go with a 1 days account, you can use a student account. There is a student account, trial account is there, that will give you a 120 days account. I hope everybody able to see. And this account will give a provision to create 120 days, not 30 days. So which you can experience 4 months. But the previous 30 days will allow you to for 30 days. And immediately after 31st day onwards, you need to upgrade your account. But this account will give you 4 months up to 120 days, and you can use it, and you do not need to create for every month. And you can go and give your details, and you will get the same features with $400 worth credit free, and you can go and use all your details here, and you can go and select what role and all. This is not, you need to give the correct things, and then it will ask you, as soon as you move to the next page, it will prompt you. It will prompt you to select which edition you want. You can select any edition. Maybe I selected Enterprise Edition. I'll discuss about what are these editions and all maybe in the next class. And you can select any one, and every edition have its own features. And I'm selecting which cloud. I select the AWS cloud. And once you select this cloud, you can go and click on check this checkbox and click on get started. So it will go and allow you, and so you can skip this. You can skip this. Skip, and all these particular options have been completed, and they would have sent an email to us, which we need to go there and activate our account, which is basically when you refresh, you'll receive this kind of account, activate your Snowflake account, and you need to click on the activate button. So every Snowflake new account will have a Snowflake account identifier, which we need to keep it handy. The URL will be generated, and you need to create your username and password. You can use any of your username, and try to create your username and password of your choice. And this is to log into Snowflake environment. So I'm using my regular username and password. So I'm just logging with my personal account, which I will be the account administrator now. I am the root administrator. And I'm coming to that, Abhi. Okay, I'm just finishing this, and I'll come to the roles and responsibilities of admin. Okay, now this is the like AWS Snowflake free account which we created of 120 days. You can see that here also this clearly saying 119 days ends, which means that 120 days account, and $400 worth credit left here, and you are logged in as a account admin. Now you are the account administrator. So account administrator means you are the root user. You can do anything here. In general, in the real-time environment, you will not be the account administrator. You will come up, you will go with a custom role, or you will have some kind of like roles which will be created by the admin, and they will provide you that kind of custom roles. It can be data scientist role or finance analyst role. That depends upon the project, it will vary. We have like a role hierarchy called role-based access control, where we created a hierarchy also. As an admin, I created a role hierarchy. So role hierarchy means who need to approve and what are the approval levels to get a access to a particular type of data, high likely harm data, low likely harm data. And I segregated and created a role-based access control architecture, and which will allow the system to get approval hierarchy before giving the access. So as an admin, we should also keep in mind that we are not supposed to give access to any unauthorized people of any sensitive data. because most of the banks will have compliance teams who will take care of this particular like auditing and all. So they will try to like monitor these activities of data leakage and all. So later, if any data leakage will happen, you should justify that as an admin. So we should have a role-based access control to control the data access from different teams, so that only authorized people we should go and provide the data access. So here we have different roles available, and whatever you see here, all these are like, for example, you can see different roles available, like account admin, which is the root user who will be the topmost level, and org admin at the organization level admin who can manage multiple Snowflake accounts. And you also have like a public role which will come by default for every user, and a security admin. A security admin is responsible for providing or creating the users and roles and granting the access. So this security admin role is one of the responsibility of a like a Snowflake admin, because within this particular like security admin role, we go and create the users and roles and custom roles, all this. And also additionally, we can grant the access. For example, I want to grant an access on a database, we can provide. And I want to provide a usage access on the database to a particular role, I can go and use the security admin role to do that. Other roles like user admin is the child role of security admin, which will allow to create only users and roles. It will not allow you to grant privileges. So whatever the activities of security admin, like creating users and roles, can be shared by user admin, but a user admin cannot grant the privileges. And sysadmin is the role that is going to help to create databases, warehouses, and other database objects. Here, a security admin cannot create the warehouses and database like sysadmin. Same like sysadmin cannot grant the privileges and create the users and roles. So both have their own independent roles and responsibilities. But a account admin can do anything. He can act as a security admin, act as a sysadmin, act as a user admin. He can do anything. So in any project, an account admin role is going to have the full control. Anybody wants to get a custom role, for example, the particular account admin or security admin, the person with these roles only can grant the access or create the roles and grant the access. And usually that is one of the responsibility of the admin. Definitely we have in general, in any project, you will see one primary and one secondary account admins as a backup. In general, we use account admin only. A account admin role is definitely going to used by most of the DBS. Even I use account admin only. Without account admin, we cannot perform most of the admin activities. There are some features which normal like roles cannot help you. So account admin, for example, secure data sharing. For example, there is a feature called secure data sharing. Let me show you in the data products, private sharing. This feature can be managed by account admin only. And data masking, when you want to create a data masking like masking policy, you need to be account admin only. So some of the activities can only be done by account admin role, and account admin can see the account usage also. For example, if at all, for example, in the admin tab, whatever you see here, you can see the cost management. The cost management, most of the times only account admin only can see this, like because it contains some sensitive data. So sensitive data can only be utilized by account admin only, like billing and terms, for example. So it may have some of the payment methods like credit card details, all this stuff. So this is not going to provided by the other roles also. For example, even if I switch the role, for example, I will switch the role from account admin to maybe like sysadmin. See, automatically what will happen? Some of the cost management kind of thing, it is not even showing because I am under say like sysadmin, no access to account, and consumption also is not showing. Resource monitors is not showing. But if I switch to, like for example, account admin, you go to account overview, it is showing now. Consumption also it will show. There is no any consumption as of now, but it will show how many credits are consumed. You can see here. And all this information only will be visible to the account admin role only in most of the cases. Coming to the roles and responsibilities of any account admin, there are so many. I shared this document already with you. I hope everybody has got this document. So most of the roles and responsibilities involve like compute and storage management, like for example, how to go and optimize the storage cost, how to reduce the storage cost, and how to go and optimize the compute, how to go and use caching, for example, how to reduce the compute cost. I will share once again. Abhi, I will share. I'll share in the group, Abhi. I already shared this, I'll share. Okay, so most of the activities like, as I mentioned, compute management and cost management and storage management will be managed by Snowflake admin, and also need to like build some of the best practices and considerations for managing the data load operations. If I have this much amount of data, which feature will be helpful? Either I need to go with Snowpipe, or I need to use Snowpark, or do I need to go and use like incremental loading? I need to use streams or tasks, or do I need to use dynamic tables? And performance side also, as an admin, we need to monitor, and we need to even track how much time it is taking. Because when you are running a query means your time is equal to cost. So we should see how to reduce. For example, when I'm running my query, sometimes my query will experience data spilling. So data spilling is the process where you will go and experience your query will be running for a long time. The reason behind that is the warehouse may be busy with other queries are running and no resources are available. The reason for that is sometimes your warehouse size is not that much bigger. So immediately as a Snowflake admin, you should know that I need to increase the size of the warehouse so that my query will not go and experience this data spilling. And whenever data spilling will happen, the query results which are supposed to store in memory, they will be stored in local disk, and sometimes from the local disk also not available, they will be stored in the remote disk. Whenever if it will move from memory to local disk and local disk to remote disk, your query will experience the delay, latency. So if my resources are sufficient, then the query need not go and store the results in the local disk or remote disk. So we should know in which scenario we need to go and increase the size, one of the solution. And there are some other occasions we need to go and monitor the long running queries. And I need to go and see which queries are taking time, and we need to have a tool that can help you to monitor which queries are running long. And you can also leverage the Snowsight web interface is available, which can be leveraged to monitor your queries and create a dashboard also. The Snowsight web interface, if you see, Snowflake offers the Snowsight web interface where you can go, and the Snowsight is available here. Oh, for any query, we can go and use products. Monitoring admin. Here. When you go and run any query, let me get some data. For any query, but I want to go and create any interface, I can go and use it. And there are tools available. And there are so many new features came into Snowflake where you can monitor. Governance also you can monitor. And which query history will help you. As an admin, I should see the query history and see which are the long running queries. Which are the last 3 queries which I executed and how much time they took all this information you can track. And also you can go and see like what are the dynamic tables, for example, how they are like consuming the storage and all this stuff. And governance side also, if at all you want to go and monitor any tax and policies, and we can go and use this particular dashboard to monitor them. And apart from this, we can also go and use some of the like features. This is Snowflake marketplace, where you can go and get some ready-made data also, where you can go and get some data, and you can leverage and uh, test some of the applications by using this particular different like kinds of domains. And apart from this, you also will have, just a minute, there is a create dashboard. This is going to give you a provision. I can give like so this will allow you to go and create your dashboard. And I can go and use this dashboard service to monitor your environment also sometimes. But I need to write and the query, and this new tile will allow you to write from the worksheet here, and where I can go and run some query here, and I can select, for example, I want to pull from the Snowflake sample data, and I want to go and select some warehouse which is going to take, and how much time the warehouse is like running the queries, and which are the long-running queries. All this stuff can be monitored here. But we need to write the warehouse like metadata view, which we need to go and get it. And there are some metadata views are available, so which we need to go and account usage. You will see there are some metadata views are there, which will help you to like to monitor, and where you can go and see load history is there. Here you can see load history available, and we also have like login history is there, where you can go and see which are the people who are logged in. And also you will see like some of the roles you can monitor, how the roles are getting utilized, and which roles are like important, which roles are not important, and the storage metrics and storage usage also. You can go and table storage metrics, and table storage metrics will give you what is the usage of my storage cost. I can go and track here. So like that, we have multiple different like metadata views are there, which you can leverage. It's a warehouse events history. So this is going and give you so much information. So if you go back and see, this is going to give you most of the warehouse history. We go and run this. So this is going to provide you the warehouse information based on your particular warehouse. You can go and try to see. As of now, your warehouse is not running any queries. And if it is running, then you will see some information here, warehouse size. And once after your data is available here, simply go to the chart and create that. Your chart will be like automatically generated. That let me run this. Let me go back here. Let me run one query here. Let me go to SQL worksheet. Go to warehouse history here. Worksheets. Here we can leverage one Snowflake sample data query, and we can run this. It may take some time, but however, let me try to increase the warehouse size to run this faster. So we can change the warehouse. So I am using a sysadmin here. Maybe I need to change this to, there is no warehouse at all. I don't know why. No warehouse created. Okay.
There we can see no warehouse selected.
Yeah, but there is no warehouse. Usually a warehouse will be default warehouse should come. Let us see. The default warehouse can be seen in warehouses. There is compute warehouse is there. I don't know why it is not coming here. Okay. supposed to come here. Okay, just a minute.
See, I think for particular worksheet, we need to select warehouse,
Correct,
right?
correct. Yeah, correct. But that is not visible here, but usually should be visible. Just a minute. The default warehouse maybe for this particular user is not selecting. I can create a warehouse. Let me create a warehouse here. So let me go back to home. Sheet. Maybe we need to select some data, maybe from the table itself. Let me try to do that. Sheet, worksheet. So, some example data, maybe 100. Now it's selected. Can you see, everyone? For the new worksheet, it got selected automatically, compute warehouse. So I'll try to change this to my new warehouse. And I'll try to select from customer table is there. I'll try to run this particular query. And whenever you run this query, it is automatically it will run the query. But however, it took 1.6 seconds. So we can go and run multiple queries, and we can go and see like and this query, whatever we executed, should come in the warehouse dashboard, which we executed these queries. And if we go to, like for example, dashboard, there. The warehouse history is there, but it should refresh. Select the warehouse. As of now, it is not captured any like queries that are not running. Maybe that is the reason. But after some time, we'll see which queries are running, and they are running for some time, and we can see that. Go to results. Okay. Okay. Yeah, needs some time to get some data into the particular warehouse history. So, but usually this kind of like warehouse monitoring and role management and role monitoring, and there are some other activities, many different activities as an admin we do, and we do monitor the storage and resource monitors. So another important feature which we do, a resource monitor feature is there, which usually will go and monitor the resource in the sense the cost management. Here we can monitor the warehouses, and how can we restrict the warehouse utilization if it reaches a threshold. So as an admin, I should create a separate resource monitor for the warehouse, so that any threshold is reached, I should get a notification. So I can configure the email, and I can get the notification whenever it is a threshold. And this kind of activity is usually done by the account admin only in general. And we can automate some of the activities by using like creating a stored procedure and integrating with the task. And there is a Snowflake alert feature is there that also can we utilize it to send the email notifications. There are so many different features are there where a admin can go and involve and utilize and do most of the activities and database replication and failover. And most of these activities can be done by account admin, but the one more limitation is here. If you want to utilize this kind of database replication and failover, all these features, we need to go with minimum business critical edition. While creating the Snowflake edition, it will prompt you to select which edition you want. Either you can select standard or enterprise or business critical and virtual private. There are different features are there. So you need to go and utilize the particular edition and use it accordingly. Clear, everyone? Because it's already, I think, we reached the more than 1.5 hours. We'll continue maybe on Monday. Okay, we will connect on Monday. We'll continue. Okay. So I'll try to share these documents in the group. You can go through it and we'll continue on Monday. Okay, everyone? Just a minute. Yeah, you can.
Thanks for giving overview. I am away. So can you please, I joined late. Can you please show the syllabus ones?
Yeah. Okay. Syllabus wise.
So maybe we are not, we don't have the familiarity of the admin. Hopefully you will take care of.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
these are all the course content which I already shared in the
Okay.
group, but
Yeah.
So what I'm going to cover as part of the module wise, I clearly like added here, and we'll go with module wise like what is the Snowflake architecture, and we'll try to see the compute management on, and also we'll see like what are the Snowflake objects and everything like at account admin level. We'll see like how to go and manage database objects and how to create the roles and how to manage them and how to create the like accounts and sessions and object parameters, and all will try to cover as part of the module 3. And module 4 is majorly into like how to monitor the load operations and performance management, like how to go and load the data and how to monitor if any issues will arise and the load history and how to perform data unloading, all this stuff. Any kind of like errors will happen, how to capture them, how to capture the rejected records. These kind of activities also can be like we can configure, and this can be like we can go and achieve through the data loading and also like unloading to export the data, and DML and other Snowflake DML commands and also some of the transactional commands also will go and learn in the module 5. How to go and see the clustering is one of the other important feature which will allow you to create a cluster key to group the micro partitions and extract the data and all. We'll see that also as part of this. And apart from that, we also will see some of the backup and restore and the snapshot module where we'll see time travel, zero copy cloning. And these are some of the important features, how to do the any accidental deletion happens, how to restore the data, how to leverage zero copy cloning to go and create different databases like for production, from the production, how to create dev, as well as like QA and UAT environments. I can create multiple different databases without additional storage. So zero copy cloning is going to help in that. So we'll see like what are different ways to use zero copy cloning and do that. And the storage management side, how to monitor the what are the table design considerations and what are the other DML and cloning considerations and storage optimization, how to go and reduce the storage cost and how to go and see like how to perform the like data transfer cost and how to reduce that and cloud wise and cloud to cloud, how it is different, and region to region, how it is different from cloud to cloud. And we'll see those differences and try to see how to optimize this particular area. And performance methodology and management is basically on the query side. This is going to allow us to see how to go and optimize your queries and what is query profile and how to understand each and every component of query profile. And we also will see like what are the best practices while you are writing your queries, and what is the importance of caching as part of this, and what are the performance tuning metrics we need to go and consider while optimizing the query. And as I mentioned, data clustering is also one of the area where you can go and reduce the cost as well as latency. And how metadata views will help us to go and create a complex query into a metadata view, and how to refresh these metadata views, and how to create secure views. And we'll see all this as part of this particular performance methodology and management. Role-based access and design is one of the very important module for any administrator. So we'll go and in detail about this, how to create a role-based access control hierarchy. And I'll give my experience and how I created a role-based access architecture for my projects, and I'll try to give some examples on how to create a hierarchy and how to control this data access from multiple users with roles, with custom roles and system roles, and we'll see that, and with different layers. And how can we go and control with customizable approval hierarchy also I'll explain as part of this. Plus the account and resource monitoring, as I was mentioning about how to go and monitor the resources. For example, the warehouses, how to go and monitor the compute, storage, and credits by using different metadata views available, and how to go and create a resource monitor at the cost management tab, and how to leverage that and schedule it. And whenever warehouse will reach some threshold, how to suspend the warehouse. Those all we will see. And also data sharing is another feature which account admins will involve more, and we'll try to see how can we go and create a share and how to share the data with other Snowflake and non-Snowflake accounts. And secure views and secured user-defined functions also very important for most of the data security and data governance side. So we will learn about that as well as part of this 11. And the module 12 is majorly into the best practices of Snowflake administration, how to go and use org admin role for managing the multiple accounts at organization level, and how to go and manage the database objects, and how to go and integrate that with some of the interface like Streamlit, and I'll show. And all these I'll show with some examples with Streamlit and interface, and where it will also help you to automate when you are using in your projects with Python and Snowpark. Okay. All these are some of the examples where I'll go and show you some of the real-time admin use cases. That's what I'm going to cover as part of this particular. Fine.
Thanks. I think you went very well. So I have one quick question. Maybe I think on this one, right? Earlier you were talking about the roles and responsibilities, where we were talking that we will be working on the federated authentication and everything, right? Can you cover some topic related to that one, integration with the new ETL tools like Material or something as DBA?
I will show you with some use cases, right?
Okay.
In that I'll cover with security, Snowflake security itself, I'll create 4 or 5 use cases.
Okay, then I think that single sign-on would be.
Correct. So I'll try to cover. I'll try to cover in that use case definitely.
Okay, you are working in the OAuth or single sign-on?
I'm using a single sign-on, and one of the project I am using OAuth also.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you scroll down? I think I missed.
Okay, that's all. So that's all for today.
Okay, that's all. Okay.
Yeah, Monday we'll connect and we'll continue. And you can join on Monday also. I'll try to explain some of the roles and responsibilities of admin again, and we'll see how to create roles and how to understand the account admin and other roles. Okay.
In
Thanks.
Snowflake admin, we have RBAC, that authentications. You're going to explain that?
Role-based access. I will show you some examples on how to create the users and roles, and also I will show an example of role-based access control architecture also. How it will be in real time.
Means in this course you're going to cover only admin activities and admin.
Some of the basic
you're
data engineering activities also we'll discuss on data loading part.
Okay. It means in Snowflake development part also you're going to cover anything or not?
Yes, I'm going to cover, yes.
Which topics you're going to cover?
Data loading and data masking and secure data sharing and continuous data loading. I also go and cover streams and tasks and dynamic tables. All these are development only.
Okay. Means the topics are given by you. These are enough to survey in the market now. Means we are going to
See,
search
this is
for
not
new
my first training. This is my to be honest.
means
No. I'm
we
saying
are
that.
we are first.
No,
We are
I'm
first
saying
here.
that. I know that. I'm covering this particular topics which is related to the market only. And development side, whatever I'm going to cover, that is going to help you to crack the Snowflake Advanced Data Engine Certification too. Not only Snowflake Core. Okay?
Means we don't know now what you are saying. The topics we think that these are only in
Correct.
admin activities, admin
I
part.
followed this with
Like
other corporate trainings
we
also.
don't have any content material nothing available in market. And that's the reason I'm asking.
There are so many resources, Venkatesh. If you go and research, you can find out, to be honest. But whatever I'm covering, that is basically, it is going to help you to crack the interview as well as whatever the certifications also.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you a lot.
Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, we'll connect on Monday and we'll continue. Thank you so much.